Alright, here we are. We are in round 3 of the Classic Quarter Invitational. We are matched up against Thorm, and he is playing, I think, a Delver deck. He won the die roll. So he's playing a blue-red Delver deck. So it's somewhat similar to Excorpio's deck, except it goes into bolts and price of progress and stuff like that to pump out extra critters from Young Pyromancer. So, noting that he won't go in first, I don't really have anything here to counteract things. I could swords something, which is certainly worthwhile. I'm going to keep this strictly because this is going to be a game that's going to come down to card advantage. It's going to be probably a grindy game where I try and control the board and hope that he doesn't overrun me with a Young Pyromancer and a Delver that flies in and just pounds my face. So the fact that I have a swords and a Trinity Nemesis is nice. If I can draw a force, I might just try and jam Trinity Nemesis on turn 3, which is exactly what I did. He does have 0 wastelands, which is interesting. So maybe he sold his, but he has 0 wastelands. So I'm not. He has 1 strip mine, but no wasteland. So I'm not really at any risk to lose any of my land, for that matter. So I'm going to run out the Delta anyway, just in case I do want to find a Tundra for my Swords to Plowshares. Alright, so there's his Delver. And another Ponder. Did not shuffle his library, alright. Vampiric Tutor. Well, that is interesting. It is interesting indeed. Alright, I'm not going to run the Underground Sea out there just to be on the safe side, although I can get one. I want to get a Tundra off of this. So he did not flip his Delver. That's convenient for us. So he's just going to go and attack with his 1/1 Delver. That's fine by me. And there's the strip mine. That's quite annoying that he did draw it. It sets me back quite a bit, actually. Oh, alright, so I did luck out there. Unfortunately, I can't jam True Name Nemesis, though. So, Polluted Delta it is. So we didn't flip Delver again. That's in our favor. Alright, sorry, I've been trying to figure out what's going on here in the background with our stream. It looks like we might have to deal with that after the round. So let's try and finish this matchup. So right now we are in a pretty decent position. We can try and jam this true name Nemesis in here. Literally the only thing he might have is a force, and he doesn't. So we're in pretty good shape here. So he's going to try and lightning bolt to the face. That's fine. So I'm going to get rid of that before it becomes a problem in racing. Because if I give him 3 life, then I'm putting myself behind the 8 ball pretty bad. I think I have to force this. Yeah. I can't let him try and out card quality me. It's just not something I can really afford to let him do. Alright, so let's just start beating down here. So we've got a Brainstorm and a Vampiric Tutor to try and sculpt our hand a little bit here. Gonna play Delver, huh? Alright, that's fine. Delver's not the card I'm really worried about. It's mostly Pyromancer. Let's see, if I grab Jace now, yeah, it really doesn't help me too much. Oh, well, how about that? I have Jace anyway. Supreme Verdict and another True Name Nemesis, huh? I don't want any of those cards. Probably a little bit of a risk. If he brainstorms here, then he can get my Jace. Alright, well, he's getting my Jace anyway. Might have been a better idea to try and Fate Steal him. That would have put him outside of at least just Delver Secrets range, but with a Snapcaster Mage and a Delver, it really doesn't matter. So next turn we're looking at the real possibility that we're in a racing situation. If he goes after... So he didn't flip a card, that's interesting. Young Pyromancer, alright, so I might actually want to, depending on if he attacks me with both of these guys instead of Jace, yeah. It's definitely Supreme Verdict time here. Alright. I mean, it's a little awkward, but... I wonder if I bounce True Name Nemesis, that gives me 2 Trinium Nemesises. So after I verdict, I've got 2 of those. I mean, that's not terrible. Alright, so I'm going to attack. For 3. And wow, I mean, that's really risky. I'm gonna just brainstorm. So I gotta land, so I can shuffle away the second verdict. Puts Vampiric Tutor back. Yeah, I think that's probably the best plan, just to try and get some card selection. It was great that I got a fetch land, because that ensures I can get rid of that second Supreme Verdict, which I don't need. So I'm going to get a basic island here. And might as well brainstorm. Alright, 2 lands and another misstep. That works. Brainstorm again. Don't draw into a counterspell, unfortunately, but we do get a Jeet. So I'm gonna play this first. Let's see if he counters that. No. That was really what I didn't want to see. Well, obviously the correct play was to bounce Trinium Nemesis now. That's really annoying. Ugh. Alright. But I do have a Jace, so I'm not out of it. Batterskull and a Stoneforge Mystic. Well, that's interesting. I definitely don't need those lands. There's one card he can't hardcast, the Force of Will, so I suppose this is strictly better. I'm not going to even... Yeah, that's probably just better. I mean, Stoneforge Mystic isn't getting me anything. It has the opportunity to be spell snared, so that's kind of would prevent me from hard casting Batterskull. So it's much better plan. Although he doesn't have, yeah, he doesn't have mana drain. So from that perspective, it's okay. But he can bounce my Germ token. With a Vapor Snag. He can bounce the Batterskull or the Germ token with the Echoing Truth. So he has some options. I don't know if he was expecting me to hard cast Batter Skull. Alright. Let's brainstorm again. More land, no fetch lands. I'm going to try and equip this germ token. See what happens. Looks like that'll work. It didn't react to the equipping. Maybe he's slow rolling me for the attack. So he's lightning bolting the germ token, huh? Come on. There we go, Mtgo. Let's work today. And alright, we got game one on the back of a hard cast Batter Skull. So looking at game two, realistically the only thing we might want to consider is Reline of Sanctity, but that just stops Lightning Bolt from targeting us. His sideboard gives him a Lavamancer, another Vapor Snag, yeah, I really don't think the addition of a Reline of Sanctity would be better than any of the cards that are already in my deck, so I am going to keep it as is. Alright, so game two here. That misdirection is kind of interesting. We only have one land, but we do have a Ponder and a Brainstorm. So we can Ponder turn one, try and find a land. I think that's fine. And we have a Tundra just in case he opens up with something like Delver or something like that. Okay, so it starts out with the Delver. I still think the plan here, unless we draw land. Ooh, alright, well. Just get rid of that Delver now. I'll let him flip. The Young Pyromancer. Alright. That could be a problem, but we do have a misdirection. So if he does try to cast a lightning bolt on me or something to make a dude, can redirect it onto the Young Pyromancer. Oh. Well, this one has to go. It does have Back to Basics, or not Back to Basics, but Price of Progress. So I'm going to get a basic land. Yeah, drain that Young Pyromancer. Alright, so we cast Force, pitching Snapcaster Mage. Question is, do I redirect the Force of Will to the young Pyromancer. I think I want to do that. Alright, so change target of target spell. I want to get rid of Jace, I suppose. Alright, I want to target young Pyromancer. Stoneforge Mystic. That is quite nice. Yeah, I'll just leave the Tundra out. I would definitely like to use that ability and grab a Batter Skull. Alright, so it doesn't seem like he has a Lightning Bolt, otherwise I think he would have attacked with his Elemental token. So question is, do I Brainstorm here? Or do I just Ponder next turn? I think I just Ponder. Alright, the Plains was a little unfortunate of a draw, but let's see, Caracas is definitely not necessary. I think the Mental Misstep is better. Do I even want them? I think I do. Another Brainstorm, yeah, that would Brainstorm would help. So alright, so he doesn't have anything, which is kind of interesting. He doesn't have a way to deal with my Batter Skull. So he's going to Gitaxian Probe me, huh? I think I would just prefer to Mental Misstep that. Snapcaster Mage to bring back the Gitaxian Probe, huh? Alright, so these cards pretty much stink. Caracas is useless. Flooded Strand will come in handy because I need that to cast Vampiric Tutor. So there's nothing I can do to stop this right now. So that is my hand in all its glory. A Flooded Strand into Brainstorm. There's my Vampiric Tutor. Attack with the Germ token. So that puts me at 23 and he's at 7. So I'm in pretty good shape here. I could even fetch a Vampiric, what is it? Fetch a Supreme Verdict if things really get hairy here. Well, that Strip Mine is a little annoying, but it doesn't look like he's going to use it, so that's fine with me. I didn't really want to draw that Caracas, but this point. I'm just gonna have to start blocking dudes here. Snapcaster Mage, a couple elemental tokens. That works. Yeah, I'm fine with this. Alright, I think we're just kind of have to keep plugging away here. There's not really much sense in doing anything else, but I am going to try and jam this True Name Nemesis. Alright, so at a force of will. I think I'm not going to do anything because I can still bounce the Batterskull token, or bounce the Batterskull in the worst case scenario. I think if I was him, I think I would have strip mined one of my lands. Oh, Snapcaster Mage, that's not bad at all. Alright, so he's just going to continue to chump block here. The question is, do I try and... No, I think I just keep that in my back pocket so that if I need to mana drain something, I can go do that. It's a little bit of a risk. Nah, there's no need to be too greedy here. An extra island is definitely helpful though. I think though I am going to try and Vampiric Tutor for a True Name Nemesis though. Just to be on the safe side here. I'm at a pretty high life total. I have a mental misstep. Pyroblast. Okay. Let's brainstorm, see what we get. Oh, there's a True Name Nemesis, so we need it anyway. Alright, so now I'm going to go get a mana drain here. So that I can get some protection for my True Name Nemesis. Mana drain, there you are. back again with this germ token that's doing some serious work. And let's see if he's got 2 counter spells. So he's going to try and Pyroblast. I guess it doesn't matter if he's got 1 land. Yeah, actually, if his 1 land is a spell snare, then I'm in rough shape. This way, if he has a spell snare, he has to use a mana on Pyroblast. Which I can mana drain, and then he won't have any mana left. Alright, so we've got a little bit of an army here. I'm going to reveal the Brainstorm. Not a bad card to draw. I'm not sure if he has an out right now. It is, and he doesn't. Alright, so we are 2-1 and moving on to round 4.